Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 ways in which you can increase your sales for your ecom store. Now, granted, these are not the only 5. These are 5 that are very good ways to increase sales, and they're kind of ways that I've experienced personally, or team members of mine as well, or with other clients and that kind of thing. So we've sort of introduced these ways of increasing sales. Okay, you may have heard them before. But yeah, like I said, they work, and I wanted to sort of demonstrate to you guys these tips and why we're using them, and what's good and what's bad about them, the do's and don'ts, that kind of thing. And I'll also be showing some examples as well of some, brands, some big brands that use some of these ways, these tactics, these implementations. Right. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop into the presentation and take a look. Okay, so the first tip we're going to talk about is the idea of upselling and cross-selling. So one of the easiest ways to increase revenue for your store is to offer an upsell or cross-sell, okay, during the customer, say, sales experience. And upselling and cross-selling offer your customers a better, more valuable solution to the existing offer you presented on your sales page, for example. And according to a Forrester research analyst, product recommendations like upsells and cross-sells are responsible for, on average, 10 to 30% of e-commerce revenue. But where some of the confusion lies is people ask me, like, where do I kind of fit this in within the customer, the sales experience, for example? Where do I position the upsell or cross-sell? So I'll give you just a few examples here. On your product pages, where your visitors can actually see multiple options, so as they're consuming the product and kind of looking to make that decision whether to add to cart or not, you might be able to sort of give other options, say upselling, where, here's the original item, but if you add this, this, and this, it gives it gives a better solution to what they were originally planning. So you can do that on the product page, for example. You can also do this when your visitors are adding items to their shopping cart. This is a great time to show supplementary products that can help them get more value from what they were originally planning to buy. And then you've got post-purchase email as well. So when they make a purchase and they get the purchase receipt, they have the details of what they purchased and where it's been shipped to and that kind of thing. But there's also an opportunity then underneath that kind of data to kind of show, or at least offer other, say, for example, a cross-sell or an upsell based on what they purchased already. So there are some areas that you can use or position upsell and cross-sells. But continuing on, some do's and don'ts with regards to upsell and cross-selling. First thing is, you don't want to be pushy. The last thing you want your brand to represent is a pushy sales experience felt by your prospect, okay? People don't like to be sold to, and if you are come across as a little too pushy with an upsell or a cross-sell, people are going to get turned off, okay? The other thing is that it has to make sense. Your upsell or cross-sell has to make sense in terms of adding value to your customer, okay, and the experience that they're getting. Any kind of unrelated upsells or cross-sells can really have a negative feel towards your brand and damage the prospect's kind of respect that they may have already kind of acquired, and then all of a sudden they get kind of pushed off because you're maybe being a little bit too pushy, or you're offering something that's not very related to a solution that they're looking for. And the other thing is, don't price too high. Keep your upsell or cross-sell increase to 25% of the original item value. Now, an example of an upsell cross-sell, I think Apple do a great job of upselling and cross-selling when a visitor is looking to purchase, let's say, a laptop from their online store. The upselling and cross-selling experience is very seamless. It adds more value if desired by the customers, and it makes sense as well, of course, for offering related items. And I want to show you an example in the next slide. All right, guys, so we are on apple.com, and I'm on a product page here. Okay, so you can see what I'm looking at here right now at the moment. Now, there are a few or shall I say, there are many reasons why I like Apple's experience when it comes to how they bring the customer through a journey, and how they kind of do a very good job of converting their customers. I know they're a very well known brand, but their experience when shopping on their site is very, very good. But I'm just gonna work specifically or talk specifically about how they upsell and cross sell just right now. Okay, so you're on, you know, the likes of this page right now, and you're looking to buy this MacBook. Okay, and you can see here, for example, how much it's going to cost, and you know, you can add to the bag, of course. But as you scroll down, you can see that what you're getting for this price is kind of highlighted or selected here. Okay, so you got processor, memory, storage, that kind of thing, pre-installed software, the whole lot. But what they're doing here is that they're kind of upselling as well. So for another $300, you can get a better processor, and you know, with another $200, you get higher memory. So let's just say, for example, we go and upsell. So we've upgraded a little. Okay, so the price is increased, and let's say, for example, we want more storage. Let's say 400. Now the price has gone up to almost 2,000. And let's say we want to get the Final Cut Pro X software. So now we've just been upsold a number of times here, or at least we've selected it, but it's given us the option of making, you know, we want a laptop for whatever reason being, for work or whatever it is, and they do a very good job of offering a better version of what we're looking to purchase. And as you select a few, the upsells are included, and the price is updated, of course, as well. So here we're upsold to, sorry, should I say, and I'm going to add this to my bag. So we're brought to a new page, which would normally be like a shopping cart, but what they've done here is that they kind of reiterate, here's what you have or looking to purchase, and here's the price. And you can review the bag and everything else, but they also say all the essentials and then some. So now, the original page was all about kind of upselling to get a better version or a better solution to what we were looking for. And now what they're doing is they're actually cross-selling us. So they're saying things like, you know, you can get a better mouse here, a wireless mouse. You can also get a sleeve, a leather sleeve for your MacBook Pro. And you can even, you know, get sort of like even this monitor, for example. They're all related items. Okay, cross-selling. Okay, so I just find that they do a very good job of this. So I could select here. I could add the sleeve, for example, and I could add the mouse, and all these cross-related items are very related to my original purchase and makes sense. Okay, and it's not pushy either, by the way. It's just seamless. Okay, so enough of that. So that you could scroll down for a few times, and they give you all these options to kind of add more, like even AirPod Pros and stuff like that. It's insane. But anyway, great way of cross-selling. So now you can kind of review your bag. And of course, you're kind of at a shopping cart now. But that's essentially it, okay? I just wanted to give you an example of, okay, even again, they're trying to cross-sell you a little bit more, even on the cart page. But I've explained that in previous videos before as well. So I think they do a great job. So it's the upselling and the cross-selling experience is very, very good in terms of how Apple do it. Now, another way to increase your sales, of course, is to run advertisement campaigns. Now, advertising, in my opinion, is the #1 way to grow your online brand, okay? Nothing comes close to the power of running successful ads on some of the major ad platforms, okay? And these ad platforms are things like Google's network. So you've got Google Search, Display Network, for example, shopping ads on YouTube. And then you also have Facebook and Instagram. Google and Facebook offer a huge opportunity to find your target market online. Now, for example, Google search, if someone types in organic skincare products and you sell such items, you have the opportunity to actually acquire that traffic from your ad, from that search-based intent keyword. So somebody types that in and your ad actually shows up. They're looking for something specific, and you have the opportunity to garner their interest and attention and drive them to your site. And that's very targeted traffic landing on your site. Now, granted, those that don't know your brand have a high probability of not actually purchasing right away, but as they say, the fortune is in the follow-up, and you can remarket to those visitors and entice them back to purchase. And there are some very sophisticated advertising campaigns that you can do on Google to acquire customers, brand awareness, and also customer retention as well. And then, of course, you have Facebook and Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, and you can set up and manage your campaigns from the one dashboard, which is quite convenient. Very similar, again, really, when you think about it, to Google's network as well. You can do search ads, or you can do Google, the YouTube ads as well. And using the same sort of example of organic skincare products. Okay, so with Facebook, Instagram, you can specifically target users that are interested in health and beauty, or perhaps targeting certain publications in health and beauty, or other businesses that offer similar products to what you offer. And just like Google, you can attract your target market with highly relevant interests and have them land on your site. And Facebook also have a fantastic remarketing capability that help to attract visitors back to your site, even based on specific events that they have taken on your site. So, for example, if someone who adds items to their cart or initiated checkout is close to the actual purchase, and you can kind of remarket to those people rather than those visitors who are simply just browsing product pages on your site. Okay, so if you're not sure how to get started with any of these kind of platforms, be sure to leave a comment below and I'll get right with you, because this is what my team and I actually do specifically. Is we run ad campaigns on these networks, and what we do is we basically drive more customers to your store, and we the whole goal is to acquire more customers, get them spending more, but also spending more frequently with you as well. And we do that through consistent advertisements. So if you need a hand with that, just let me know. Now, another way to increase sales is through an issue that a lot of store owners have, which is the abandoned cart situation. Okay, now according to Baymard Institute, almost 70% of shoppers online abandon their shopping carts for one reason or another. And that means roughly 7 out of 10 shoppers won't complete their transaction. So you can't recover every abandoned cart. There will always be a certain portion of abandoned carts due to how shoppers browse e-commerce sites. So many of these shoppers will be simply just like window shopping, comparing prices, leaving items to purchase for later, and even kind of exploring gift options, that kind of thing. So there is a way though to recover some of these abandoned carts, and it does help to obviously increase the revenue for your store. And a few of the ways you can do this is through the use of, say, email to re-engage your shoppers to come back and buy, or you can use event-based tracking on the ad platforms to remarket to your shoppers as well. And you can also use an exit intent pop-up offer to draw attention back to them actually completing the purchase, maybe say using a discount code. So there are just like a few ways you can recover the abandoned shopping cart, and again, generate those sales. So another great way to increase sales for your store is through the offer of subscription service. Now, if you sell items that are regularly used by your customers and they need to replenish them every so often, you should definitely think about including a subscription service as part of your offer on your site. Okay. Now, examples of these kind of consumables are things like, say, pet supplies. So you've got food and health supplements. You can also think about makeup, for example, brushes, lipstick, foundation, that kind of thing. or fitness supplements. So things like muscle building, enhanced fitness, these things that are kind of consumed on a regular basis, where shoppers have to keep going back to, you know, replenish and make sure that they have the supplies needed to complete a goal or solve a problem that they need to sort out. Now, the benefits of a subscription service: higher lifetime value. You know, a committed customer really kind of equals more selling opportunities. So as they are spending more, they're increasing the lifetime value with you. So it's a great way to increase the sales, but there's also an opportunity there to sell more to them as well. Sell more to them. You might have other opportunities that they might be interested in. What's also great about it is that it's predictable revenue. So if you have X amount of people subscribed at X amount, you know that next month, if you have those people stick with you, that you're going to have that sort of income come in for the next month as well. So it's kind of predictable. You also have the idea of better customer retention. So the more they consume your products, the more likely they'll remain a recurring customer. Okay. So some of the examples of subscription services are very common is Amazon's Prime. So you got 2-day shipping on select products, streaming music and video, along with other benefits. And then you also have the Dollar Shave Club as well. So these guys, they sort of send out affordable, high quality personal grooming supplies for men, you know, kind of on a monthly basis or whatever it is. And the whole idea is that people subscribe. They don't have to think about, I'm running out of this and this. I better go back to the site or find a solution to make sure that I don't run out of whatever supply it is. And the subscription service takes care of all that. So once they're subscribed, they don't have to worry about the replenishing order, because it's already taken care of. So it's quite convenient, and it just takes that kind of worry away from people. So subscription services, very valuable for the customer in the sense of convenience and everything else like that, but also very valuable for you, because it's a way of having predictable revenue, but also having opportunities. The more that people stick with you, the more that they might sort of consume more products that you may have to offer. So very great way to increase your sales. So last on the list, guys, incorporate a referral program. Now, you might be at a point in your business where you know that you've got happy customers and you feel like they themselves could become brand advocates of your business. So you should consider the idea of introducing a referral program as part of your ecom store. And the thing is, you probably heard the saying, word of mouth is the best form of marketing, and it really is. And according to a Nielsen study, 92% of consumers believe that recommendations from friends and family are more trustworthy than other sort of forms of advertising. People who naturally talk about great experiences in life to others, and they tend to do the same thing when it comes to shopping as well. Like, people who experience a positive customer journey are really no different. All right. So if I, for example, have bought something from a brand and it solved a problem, or it filled a need, and I'm really delighted with the whole experience from the purchase, the price, the follow-ups, the delivery time, the whole lot, I'm going to tell somebody else who I think is going to benefit from my story as well. So that's why word of mouth is so powerful, because when it's coming from me, say a trusted source, to a friend who may be having the same problem as me, or need or have the same need, and we're having that conversation, that whole word of mouth thing and marketing and sort of branding or advocating a brand is just so much better, really, than, say, advertising coming from the brand itself. So how do we sort of incorporate a referral program? Like, how do we make this work? So you can offer store credit of, say, $10 to $20, for example, to an existing customer if they refer a new customer to your store. And the customer that's being referred also gets $10 or $20 off their first purchase. But you kind of have to work it where there might be like a certain value that needs to be met in order to qualify to get those discounts. Okay. The thing is, you need to make sure that the incentive is there for both the existing customer and the person being referred. All right. So doing it this way gives both parties a reason to act, as they both get rewarded for shopping on your store. And in order to launch this and get the word out, you know, you already may have a social media presence, a following there, an email list of maybe customers or prospects. You might have a chatbot or even push notifications. These are ways that you can use to sort of announce the referral program. And a good referral program really will benefit your store and your brand, especially, like I said, when you've got when you have a certain amount of, say, happy customers that are satisfied by your experience, they will be great brand advocates of yours. So why not incentivize them to shop further with you, but also introduce new like-minded people into your brand? And a referral program is very good at doing that. Now, before I conclude the video, I'll just pull this away. I wanted to show a site called Fancy here. I like this site a lot. Okay. But I like the referral program, and I just wanted to use this as an example. So here the page invite is the referral, and it says earn credits. So give your friends $20 off their first Fancy order of $50 or more, and you'll receive $20 in credit after they complete the purchase. Okay, so both parties are incentivized. You're getting business, you're also getting a new customer, and that's how it works. So what you can do here is me as the person who's logged in on my site, for example, I can, you know, invite a friend to see this, or I can also share it on my social media. And that is essentially how it works. So you may have friends that need or want what I've received from the likes of Fancy, and all I can do here to get my credit and to incentivize my friends to get credit as well is just simply share my link here. Okay, so referral program, very good way of driving more revenue, more customers, and that customer retention as well. People who already really like your brand, you're giving them an incentive to even shop further with you again and build out that lifetime value and the whole lot. So yeah, Fancy, check it out. Good example. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. So I hope you got some value out of that. It was a bit of a lengthy one, but I felt like these 5 points, okay, needed to be shared with you guys, because I feel that they hold a lot of value to a businesses and e-com stores, like ways of increasing sales and actually scaling out as well and building out a brand. Because the thing is, you've got things like upsells and cross-sells. So when customers are ready to take that purchase, if you add more value, there's a very good chance that you can actually increase that order value, okay, through an upsell or through a cross-sell even as well. And then, of course, we have advertising. Like, advertising is such a valuable way of building a brand, okay? When you know how to use these platforms, they hold incredible value in terms of finding the right prospect and customer. And you can really scale things out using that traffic source very, very, very effectively through paid traffic, Facebook, Google, that kind of thing. And what else did we talk about? We also talked about, like, say, abandoned carts as well. Like, websites have a huge problem of cart abandonment, right? And there's various reasons for that. Some is just genuinely that they're price comparing, or they're shopping, or they're price comparing, but they're also getting distracted, for example, and they tend to leave the cart. But there are other ways, or there are other reasons as well, because some people leave the cart because of unexpected, higher costs, complicated processing and payment methods and that kind of thing. So we have to look at that, and if we optimize that, we can actually increase the sales as well through those funnels. And then we also had things like even subscription services too. They're huge as well. I mean, if you can get people literally automatically paying you every month for a service that you have, then it's gonna be very good for you in the sense of being able to predict revenue. And it also just sort of gives you better customer retention and other opportunities as well to sell, because they're just if they're giving money with you, and their customer consistently, you know, it gives you other opportunities as well to actually go and sell other things, okay? Because that trust is there, and that transactions, there's multiple transactions. They're clearly happy if they're hanging around with months for your store. So really look into something like that. And then of course you had the referral program as well, which I think is huge, and it's very free in the sense that, you know, you just have these brand advocates that use a URL that's unique to them, and they send this URL out to people who they feel basically will benefit as well from your brand. And if you get it right, you have both parties benefiting from it. So when a transaction's made, it's the referrer and the referee, and they both get benefited or compensated for, and everybody wins, including you, because now you have another customer, and you know, it's they've been invited in through a kind of a trusted source as well. Okay, so that is it. I hope you have gotten value, and if there's any questions that you have, let me know in the comments below. And so until next time, we will catch you soon. Take care.